And you have them out on the pasture?
No, not at the moment. No.
They're out here every day.
Yeah.
So, just like to ask for questions tonight. Yes. Welcome. Nice to see you
again. I've heard that when one comes to Baba, one comes to new Baba, and after new Baba is old Baba. But you don't come to new Baba and old Baba in the same lifetime. So it seems that you have to take a new life, another life, to go into new Baba. So why is it that a new life is required to move from new Baba to old Baba?
Well, I think that the point that the Goswami is making in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu with that comment is, in essence, that the attainment of Baba requires very intense practice and purpose, and then to develop the prema as well, culture of prema, of Baba into prema. It also takes some time. So Baba is, in one sense, characterized by two stages, kind of a beginning and an end. The ankur, the praying, the sprout of one's dominant, self-defining emotion in relation to Krishna, and then through the culture of that, the sprout turns into the really fully formed Sthayi Bhav, which in one sense is synonymous with rasa. So the Sthayi Bhav has a sprout, and then it grows, so to speak, and develops in combination with different other ecstatic ingredients, the different bhavas, some shari bhavs, vibhavs, and so forth, anubhavs, satvika bhavs. As I say, it becomes what we call rasa. So sometimes the Sthayi Bhav is talked about in terms of the ankur, the sprout, sometimes it's talked about in terms of being synonymous with prema, or the end of so in general, just as it is rare to achieve Bhava, by which we mean it takes time, well, by which we mean, number one, it can only be attained by a particular type of sadhana, not by yoga sadhana, not by the sadhana of jnana and other paths, Samkhya, so forth and so on. There are different paths, obviously. So it's rare, and in this sense, it can only be attained by one type of sadhana. That means Uttam Bhakti in the sadhana stage, either Vaidhi Bhakti or Rag Bhakti, either way. And secondly, it's rare to attain because one has to pass through all the different stages that are prior to it, that are intensification of the art, cleansing of the heart, undoing of the taste and culture of that, and attachment to the object of love and so forth. So the stages of Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti. After that, Bhava comes. So that takes some time. So that's what it means when it's said that Bhava is sudurlabha, rarely attained. Not to be discouraged, but the rarity, that doesn't mean, oh, it's only for a few people. It means there's only a particular way to do it. And in the context of doing it, you have to pass through different stages. So it's not going to come right away in the beginner. Then, okay, we're kind of backtracking a little bit. Then we come into Bhava. So Bhava is attained, but the Goswami says, I think it's Jiva Goswami's commentary on the Goswami's verse there in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that, or Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur perhaps, that the first attaining Bhava, basically, you have to take birth again as in Bhava, in order to have the kind of intensity in the culture of Baba to attain prema. I don't think there's really a law there, because the spirit of it is that as Bhava Bhakti is rare to attain, so the culture of prema, the culture of Bhava that turns into prema has to be considerable. So if I experience the sprout of Bhava and take birth again, then in that life, that culture will begin. And I'll enter into the parampara and pass through the stages very quickly. That's what you kind of find, in my estimation, the life of Bhakti Vinod. You find him passing through all the stages, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Bhava, and so on. And of course, he writes Jaiva Dharma like that as well. It's also, with regard to Jaiva Dharma, it's also notable that if you study it, you can see that the two principal characters there, Vijay Kumar and Rajanath, they're coming to their bhakti from positions of inquisitiveness and knowledge, rather than from out of material stress or want of material acquisition, or shastra, they're quite learned in the scriptures and so on and so forth. So they progress rapidly. But if you read the autobiographical, if you will, sometimes it's called, letter of Bhakti Vinod to his son, late Prashad, he depicts himself or describes himself as passing through various stages, including prior to Bhakti, affiliations with different ideas, Christian ideas, Mayavad ideas, and so just like he just considered them, passed on, went to the next, and so it came to Chaitanya Bhakti, and in his life we see where he talks about the different stages, he gets initiated and so forth. It's very easy for him. Now, of course, some people will talk to him as a Nityasiddha and so forth. We've been through that kind of discussion. He doesn't depict himself in that way in his own writing, and this is a good example. This letter to Late Prashad. People talk about Prabhupada, my Guru Maharaj, our Guru Maharaj, or some of us here, or all of us, whatever, being a Nityasiddha. He didn't talk about himself like that. In fact, he particularly stated that the case was otherwise, and cited Bhagavad Gita as scriptural support for his own life of taking birth in a family of Vaishnavas, which is said to be the result of one whose practices is not perfect in a previous birth. So presented himself as a sadhana siddha, which is, again, we've talked about this before, quite more typical and to be expected, because the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or the associates of Krishna, let's say the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are associates of Krishna, so when Mahaprabhu comes, they come with him. When he goes, they go as well. These are the Nityasiddhas, typically. They're not saying that they can't come otherwise, and there is sometimes, maybe Brihad Bhagavatamrita talks about an avatar coming and somebody's coming with him, but it's a similar principle to deliver people and so forth.
Radharani sending Gopakumara to help this family.
Well, Gopakumara wasn't a Nityasiddha. He describes his whole life as a sadhaka.
But he was in the spiritual world there, so we don't.
Well, I mean, it's not.
I guess it's kind of like, yeah,
It's
wondering about that.
Because not to be taken literally in every respect. I mean, he's making philosophical points.